Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this particular video, I'm going to discuss about another concept that is inheritance. So basically, what inheritance means is inheritance is the it is a capability of one class to derive or inherit the properties from another class. So I will describe this using one example so that it will be easily understandable. So another benefit, you can say, it provides reusability of code. So actually you don't have to write same code again and again, and also it allows to add or remove various features in between various dependency or inheritance classes. So let's see. So I have taken one example. Supposedly I'm taking one example of employee class. So in class, actually I have taken one class level variable. So it is a range cycle, and for the object of this particular employee, I have initiated with init function. So for init, like related to init function that I have already discussed. So yes, it is basically the instantiate the object of particular employee class. So this basic information that we need when we create any object for employee. So first name, last name, and what is the pay that he is getting in the current situation. And also after getting the first name for this particular employee, what I'm doing, I'm just trying to create any email and saving it to email variable, email, or you can say email attribute for this particular employee object. And another two functions that I've created for this particular employee class, that is full name. And in full name, I'm just joining this first name, last name that I have got while after creating while creating the object. So I'm adding this up by using a f string. And supposedly if the employee has been initiated any range, so I can use this particular class level variable to add up with its payroll. Okay, so let's initiate this particular employee class. So how it goes, like, I have tried with many things, so I'll tell you each thing one by one. So let's initiate the employee here. Supposedly I'm initiating employees. Suppose I'm initiating employee one here. For while initiating, the basic information that we need, if we have mentioned init function. So while creating employee object, we need to pass these particular arguments that we are passing through init function. So employee class has this particular arguments. So first name, last name, pay. So for this we have to initialize. So yes, I have initialized one employee object, and I want to do what I want to check. So suppose I want to check any functions there. So there is various functions that I created. Supposedly I want to check uh, the first, you can say, the full name. So I want to call the full name of this particular employee. So if I can run it. So okay, so I need to print this. Supposedly I want to print this particular function, whatever the function is giving me. So yeah, Rahul sir, so whatever the employee name that I'm passing through, so the object is initiated with this particular variable, and by calling this particular function using this object, so it is returning this particular full name. Okay, so I got whatever the object initiation that I have done. Okay, so if I want to uh, create one more employee, suppose I want to another employee, there is another employee I want to create, and another employee I want to create, and I need to do it some, I let it be some Sachin. And last name would be Sachin Gopal. and its pay would be some 20 30,000 supposedly. So I want to print I want to print both employees full name. Let's see how it goes. So I want to print both employees full name. So yes, I can do that. Yeah. So the first employee is Rahul Saha and second is Sachin Gopal, that I have already mentioned uh, while creating the object. And I want to know what is the uh, pay. Like if like while initiating that I have created for Rahul, actually he's getting some 20,000 money, and I want to apply some raise for employee one. So if you notice the rage, if the person is passing some, like he has done some good performance and the employer wants to give some raise to his pay, so I'm just adding up some raise cycle, like I'm multiplying the raise cycle, which is nothing but 1.05 is nothing but giving me 5% raise. So whatever he's getting in this payment, I'm just adding up to 5% raise. So if I want to run any raise for this employee one, so run raise I can create, and after running this particular raise, if I want to see what is the employee one uh, pay. Pay is nothing but the variable, right? So pay is nothing but the variable, right? So while creating this particular object that I have created, so pay is nothing but the uh, payment that I have initiated while creating the object, right? So yes, let's see this is the initial payment that employee one was getting, right? So I have run a raise for employee one. So I want to check the pay. If before running raise, if I want to check uh, print of employee one's pay, and after running raise, let's see what is his pay. So I want to see employee one. Employee one, sorry, employee one. Yeah. So as you know, so before getting a raise, he was getting some 20,000 amount, right? And after I have giving him a raise, so he's now getting 21,000. So till now I haven't come for explanation of inheritance. So I'm just doing the same class object thing and getting calling different functions for the particular classes. So this is how it basically works, class object thing. So let's discuss about how the inheritance basically happens. So I have already written some of the codes for that. Supposedly one more class that I have created. So it has some one more class that I've created, and it this particular class is inherited all the attribute and functions of uh, which class of employee. So data analyst, suppose a data analyst is an employee of an organization, right? So whatever employee um, has in its for whatever the objects or whatever attributes or variables and functions that employee has, this should have that data analyst class as well, because data analyst is also an employee of an organization. So supposedly for data analyst, I'm giving some extra what to say, some extra 5% raise. Supposedly I'm here, actually I'm giving some 10% of raise there, right? And And also, and separate thing that I want to mention. I need full name. Sorry, I want to take first name, last name, and pay, as well as I need some extra information while creating the object for data analyst class. That is some language. For which language actually he is working on right now. So I can do one thing. One thing I can do, I can just copy paste this whole instantiate thing to this particular init method. While creating data analyst, I need to save this in the instance or in the object for first name, last name, pay, or else I should not repeat myself. So that what can I do, I can just do one thing. I can get a full name, last name, pay while creating the object, as well as I need which language he is working upon. So without writing same self dot first name is equal to the first name self dot last name. So I want to whatever this whatever all these variables I need, I just want to call this particular init method of this employee class. It can be known as the parent class. So I want to inherit or get this particular init functions to this init method, right? So I can do one thing, I can use super, which is nothing but it will just get this particular init method for the parent class. It can work like that, or else you can do one thing. You can just if you don't want to write super, you can use this particular class name and call this particular method. So this is the conventional way that we need to write when we perform inheritance. So yes, I have called this particular init method, and another, because in this particular employee, like super is nothing but the object of this particular um, parent class, so employee. So all the information that has been saved for my data analyst class, as well as some extra information that I need, that is which program language. So I need to save this particular program language for this particular data analyst class. So let's see how it works. So when I want to create any, so employee 3 I want to create. So employee 3 I want to create for data analyst class. So for data analyst, what arguments or what things that I need while creating the object. So I have mentioned the init class, so I need to pass all these things while creating the object. So first name, I need to have this, last name, pay, and prolong. Okay, so this four thing that I need, right? So four thing is okay that I have mentioned. Okay, some beat and the last name and whatever the pair is and which language that he is working on. Okay, that I have created employee 3 years. So let's mention employee 3 after employee 2. Okay, so employee 3 is there. So when you create this particular object, so what it does, it will directly, I can show you in the what to say in the debugging manner, so that it will be crystal clear. So I'll try to make this video another time. So I'll tell you what happens when you create this particular object of data analyst class. So taking all these things, it will go to init method. So it will come to init method. Then after coming to this init method, then what happens, we are calling, taking this three argument, actually it is calling init method of super class. Super means your parent class. So in this particular line, it will go to the this particular parent class init method. So it has all this thing that I have passed while creating the object for data analyst class, and it will create all these attributes. After creating this, then it will come to this line. So this line will do what, it will create a what programming language that person is using. So it will save this. So after creating this, I can do one thing. Supposedly I want suppose I want what program language is using this particular class. So and to print and to print employee 3 employee 3 what program language he is using actually. So let's comment out this, and what program language actually employee 3 using. So you can see, okay, Java. He's using Java because I have passed this and I have set this particular variable. Okay, so here actually clear. But if I want employee 2, if I want to print employee 2 programming language, let's see what we got, like what we will get actually. So it is saying the employee object has no attribute as which of the program language, because when you want to get this particular variable using this particular object, so what it does, it tries to find out, okay, so employee this has this attribute, so it try to goes this particular class, and it when you go to this particular class, actually we do not have any instance variable named program language, because it is not inheriting anything, like uh, it is a parent class, it is not inheriting from any other classes, so we don't have this. But if you want to find the pay, like what is the uh, pay of employee 3, you can easily get this, because how it tries to find out the pay of employee 3. So it will try to search for this particular class, so it try to goes this try to go to this particular class, and yes, I have performed some payment there, pay, and then up, like while going, like while it will iterate through the next line, it will go to the parent class parent class init method. So in parent class init method, actually I have saved for this particular object. Which particular object? The object for here, actually it is object for what? A data analysis class. So for the data analyst class, actually I am saving pay as pay whatever the arguments, or whatever the argument that I have given while creating the object. Okay, so this is the way that it can work. So another thing I want to mention here, okay, so I want to see one more thing. I want to, like, see, range is 1 point, here I'm giving 10% raise, right? So I want to run this particular raise for range function for 10% raise without getting raise for 5%. So let's see it will work or not, and how it is gonna work. Okay, so for employee 3 I want to check. So for employee 3 I want to, employee 3 is nothing but the data analyst guy. So for data analyst guy, I want to run the raise, and I want to before running raise that I printed. So after running raise, so I want to see how much raise actually it is giving me. Okay, so as you can see, it has given me 10% raise without 5% raise that has been created for employee object. So how it is giving me 10% raise, let's see. So when I run when I like employee 3 as run raise, so when I'm trying to run this particular run raise function, what it does, for data analyst object, right? So it will go to data analyst class first. So it tries to it then all the variables it has been instantiated, then it tries to find out the run raise class. But we don't have any run raise, right? Run raise function, sorry, not run raise class, it is a run raise function. So it tries to find out run raise function here, as we are calling using this data analysis object. So it tries to find out run raise function. but the Python doesn't like it can't able to find run range function. So what it does, she checks if this particular function is really inherited from any other class. Okay, so it has been inherited from employee class. It tries to go in employee class and find out what, find out run range function. Okay, so after getting run range, so it actually got run range function, and after getting run range function it tries to run this particular function. So what it does, so what is the initial sell pay for this data analyst guy? So it is 20,000, right? So 20, how it is 20,000? So while creating, you know that it has 20,000 payment. So it has 20,000 20,000 pay. Then what it does, then while coming to the run cycle, self is nothing but the object, right? So it tries to find out, uh, do we have any object, data analyst object means what, the instance of this particular class. So for which class I'm talking about, I'm talking about data analysis class. So first it will try to check this particular run cycle, is it available uh, in object of data analysis class. So yes, so whatever your class level variable you have created, so it will first try to search it in this particular class. If it is not available in this particular class, then it will go for, okay, then it will go for employee class. So it actually hierarchical basical hierarchical manner. So first it finds the variable in this particular object. Supposedly it doesn't it doesn't find any object variable, so it tries to find a class level variable. Okay, for class level variable it is there. So it will take this particular 10% raise. Then after getting 10 for 10% raise, it try to apply here, and whatever pay value will return, it will return to this function, and we can get this 10% raise. Suppose you want to say, if you do not mention this particular range, let's see what happened. So if you do not mention this particular range, so what it does, it will do one thing, it will whenever it will try to find this range cycle variable, it will do one thing, it will search in this particular class, in this particular object it will not find, in this particular class variable it will not find. So what it does, as it is inherited from employee class, then it will go for, okay, is there any variable available in uh, class employee? If it finds out here, then it will just apply 5% rate. So let's see how much it is giving me now. So as you see that I have erased out this particular raise cycle, so it is not giving me now 10% rates, now it is giving me 5% raise, because I am erasing out this 10% raise for this own class. So this is how basically works as inherited variables and inherited functions. With one class named manager. So manager is also inherited from employee. So it is a child class for employee parent class. So whatever the employee has, that we can inherit that particular attribute in manager class. So one more thing that I need to specify in this manager class, we need first name last name pay. So and we don't need actually language here, we need employees, like uh, who's like who are those employees who have been assigned are assigned to this particular manager, right? So there will be some of different employees that will be reporting to this particular manager, right? So you can use this particular you can pass on this particular employees to this manager class. So what it does, okay, so I have created several like three functions here, where we can just uh, add up employees. Supposedly whatever employee that we are passing, it is not it is not it is not there, so you can add up these particular employees. And remove employees means supposedly we don't want specific employees that it should not be there in the manager assigned to this particular manager. We can remove this, and whoever employees are actually reporting to this manager, and whoever employees is with this working with this particular manager, we can print their names. Okay, so I can do these things. Okay, so let's see. Let's create. So three employee that we have already created. So let's create some object of manager. So I want to create some object of manager. Okay, so first name, last name, and what is the pay of this particular manager. And actually what I'm doing here, I'm passing some list, because for default value of employee is none. So I'm passing some list of employees, so you can say list of employee object, you can say. So supposedly I'm passing two employee object. So employee, supposedly one employee, employee one, and employee 3. So employee 1 is which object? This employee object, and employee 3 is nothing but this particular data analyst class object, right? Employee 3. So these three employee object that I'm passing, so what it does, so when you instantiate or create the object of this manager, it will try to run the init method. So while it will go to init method, so what it does, it will try to first name and last name and pay is nothing but what, as I have inherited from employee class, the same employee super method, init method that I can call by using super keyword. And one more employees that additional that I'm passing to this manager. So if employee is particular none, so whatever this, if it is none, so I'm just assigning a simple empty list. Else, so whatever employee that I'm getting, so employee is nothing but the object of any other employees that I'm keeping it in object variable employee. Okay, so next, if I want to add of any employee, so I want to do one thing. I want to pass any employee object, and if that particular employee object is not in self employee already, supposedly same employee that I'm passing while creating the object, it is already there, so it will not do anything. If it is not in this particular employee, so what it will do, so this particular empty list, it will just try to append this particular employee object. And remove also same thing, if employee is there, it will just try to remove this. And if I want to print this, so if I want to print any employee, what it will do, it will just try to navigate through this particular employee object. And uh, and for employee object, it will try to get the full name is nothing but the this particular employee object's attribute, right? So let's see how it will work. So after giving example, so I think you'll easily understand. So let's see manager one. I want to see that I have already passed two employees there. So I want to see who are those employees that are available there. So you can see that employee one is nothing but this employee Rahul Saha, and Sambit Behra is nothing but employee three. Employee three is this one, this particular data analyst object. It is there. So how it works actually. So you can see, if you want to break this point, how it tries to work. So how it works actually, when you want to call this particular method, so it will try to navigate this to this particular function. And what it does, it will try to take whatever the object that you have passed. So I have passed these two particular object, right? So supposedly I'm passing employee 1. So first it will navigate to for loop. So employee 1, actually employee 1 comes here. For employee 1 object, in this employee 1 object, it will try to find, okay, full name function. So let's see, for this employee object, for this employee 1, is there full name, uh, what to say, full name method is available or not. So it will go to employee class and try to find out full name. Okay, full name is available, and it will return this particular string. So it's nothing but we get this. So this is the basic way that it works. So I can perform one more thing. Supposedly I want s dot some manager dot, I want to add some add employee one to two. So supposedly Sachin Gopal also I want. So I want to pass this particular object, and now I want to print. Now I want to print this particular object. So now I want to print this. So let's see how we have only two values, right? Sachin and Rahul. So I want to print this. Let's see. Now it is also printing Sachin Gopal because I have added employee 2. So whenever you're calling this particular add method for this particular manager object, it will go to this particular manager class, and it will go to this particular method. And whenever it will just not find, if not find in this particular list, it will try to append this particular employee in this particular list. And when you are adding this, it will navigate through this new thing and it will append. So this is how it basically works. And also you can do the remove thing also. So this is how basically works the inheritance. So thank you guys, thanks for listening.